Welcome to the Krista Escamilla Show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of the Krista Escamilla Show. Happy insert whatever day you're listening to this. Either way, I hope it's a happy day for you. Remember, you make the choice to choose happiness. We wanted to start off by thanking our sponsors. Big thank you to Rig ID Workwear, to Kevin Foreman of Foreman Financial, Tapestry Hotel Midland, Thin FR, Midland Cap Company, and JoinCapClub.com. Of course, support local. That's what we're all about here at the Krista Escamilla Show. We want to support our friends. When you support local, remember, you're paying for volleyball lessons, baseball, club, all the things that us parents have to pay for. So support local any way that you can. We are so excited to introduce today's guest, and I can't wait to hear his story because he is a entrepreneur and he is a successful oil and gas business owner. So please welcome Randy Nicodemus. Randy, thanks so much for being with us today.
Pleasure to be here.
Randy is the owner of, ready for this, Complete Solids Control, Integrity Centrifuge Services, and Texas Sage Properties. Yes, and then he's a dad. I always feel like I like to say that because I know that is always the number one job, right?
And the toughest.
And the toughest, exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, Randy, thanks so much for being with us. Tell us a little bit about your story and how you got to West Texas.
Yeah, so West Texas, started in 2000. Well, my career started in 2004, which was actually in the Barnett Shale. That's where my best friend brought me into the oil field, and it was all over from there. So West Texas.
How did he get you in? What was the twist of the arm? How did he say, come on in?
Well, so I was actually working at a Nissan dealership at the time.
Okay.
And he called me up and he was like, hey, man, I'm out here back home in Fort Worth, and I'm living every little boy's dream. I'm playing in the mud. I'm driving excavators and just making a big, a big mess, actually, or cleaning up big messes out in the backyard. So he told me what kind of money he was making and his schedule, which I kind of freaked out about the schedule because I'm like, how do you do anything else but work? And which was something I was not used to at the time. And so I came back home, shacked up with him, and we started my career. Well, I started my career, at that time, and
that's awesome.
Like I said,
good friend. He
for
said,
sure.
Come try this.
For sure, yeah. So it was all history from then.
So then, when you started off, where did you start in the oil and gas part of things? Where were you in completion? Were you in drilling? What were you in?
Yeah, so it was on the drilling side.
Okay.
So we jumped into what we would call the solids control, fluid management side of things.
Okay.
And so he actually trained me up, and that's what we've been doing ever since. So this is year 19.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
That's
Thank
incredible.
you.
Of course, you've seen a lot of highs and lows in the business, and
Absolutely.
You've seen booms, you've seen busts. How did you get from that shale to West Texas, to Midland, Odessa, and Hobbs?
Yeah, so it was a wild ride for sure. But, so things started to taper off, and we had the bust in 2008. Mm-hmm. So I ended up finding myself in Pennsylvania.
Oh, wow.
And we were working out there, and that lasted for about 2 years. And like we were talking about earlier, where that same friend had the idea of manufacturing equipment himself and basically being the provider for that equipment. And he's like, you're going with me, and you're gonna do all the business development, and you're gonna sell it for me. Which was always our relationship, even before oil field. But, so...
He was like, on this Friday night, we're going to do this, and that's what we're doing.
That's right. And so, I did that. I was actually, I was on the phone with a guy who was looking to hire me back home. Because I'm in Pennsylvania trying to get back to Fort Worth at the time. And he was like, you know what? But as soon as we can find the equipment, we'll have a position and we'll just get rolling. So I said, well, you know what? I happen to have some equipment.
Nice.
And that was my first deal ever.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's where I put in my 2-week notice at that point, and I've never looked back since.
How does that feel? Because, that first that first time when you jump in as a business owner, because I always say I'm entrepreneur by marriage, not entrepreneur by spirit.
I get that.
And so my husband is a true entrepreneur. You know, I
Absolutely.
grew up, you work, you go to get a job, you get your paycheck, and then that's it.
Sure.
You know, entrepreneur, you don't do that. No, it's like 24/7, and there's highs and there's lows, right? What was it like though, getting that first paycheck where you were like, what do you mean? This is all mine.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I felt like I had just hit a literal lottery.
Jackpot. Yeah.
I mean, I've never even counted that much in my life at that point. You know what I mean? So for that to happen in, you know, like I said, 2-week notice, you know, like I can,
that's it.
Yeah, I can do this, and we need to go set the world on fire with it. So that's what we did.
I love it. What did you encounter that first year of business? Because I think that first year of business, any business, whether it's oil and gas or otherwise, that maybe surprised you because you went from, you know, working for someone in oil and gas to owning your own shop.
Correct. You know, that the first year was actually pretty insane. It was almost like, I mean, I just give you an idea. So like, there's a really awesome manufacturer out there with this equipment here, and they've been in business 40-50 years, and if you look at the units that they have spread across the world, you know, you may be up 400-500 units, you know, installed as a world-renowned manufacturer. That first year, my wife and I, we installed at least 40 machines.
Wow.
In the first year.
Yourselves.
Just ourselves.
Yeah.
Like literally working from the front porch.
I was going to say, you literally started this company out of your house.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Out of a rental house, actually. It wasn't
Right.
even my house, but yes.
I see, and I love the story of growth because to me, every good story has those times when you're flat broke, and you've got maybe even negative in the bank, right?
Big time.
We've all been there. Anyone that's an entrepreneur knows that. What do you think is the key to getting out and to growing that company and you know, to what yours is today?
Oh wow, there's a few. You know, consistency and just, you know, willing to. I mean, you got to sacrifice it all.
Yeah.
You know, you got to. I had to realize that, you know, I didn't have anything to really lose, but I had everything to gain with plans of a big family, plans of, you know, doing the things that we're doing now. Because I already had these plans in mind before that first deal ever even happened.
Right. So you've always kind of done this right here, right? Dream big.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yes, absolutely. So, you know, that's just staying consistent. You know, like we talked about earlier, like even on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yeah. You it never stops.
It can't.
It can't.
It
That's
cannot
right.
stop.
Yeah.
You can have a moment
Right.
where it stops, right? But there's not a day that it stops for me.
And now your company, you've grown from that first company to 3 companies, and you have been here in Midland for quite some time, but now you're growing and you went to Hobbs. Tell us a little bit about the switch, the growth, and why that's necessary.
Sure, yeah. So, you know, to get out here to Midland, obviously this is where it's rocking.
Where it's at.
Yeah,
Midland is where it's at,
That's
people.
right.
Come on
That's
out
right.
if you're not here.
Absolutely. I love it. I hear a lot of people, you know, they got to, you know, like Midland. I'm like, man, I love Midland.
See,
You
I do
know?
too.
I love the
I do
economy
too.
here. I love the people. I get excited every time I come here. You guys are here. You know, like there's great people here. We got great relationships.
Yes.
Man, my old bosses are here. You know, like
Yeah.
a lot of industry friends. So, but yeah, Midland was just where it was at for us. You know, it was really at the time the only location we had, and so we jumped on it. You know what I mean? And then our guys we were starting to grow. You know, and travel was a big deal. Guys, you know, having to travel from here to Hobbs, here to Carlsbad, you know, service calls and things like that. We just realized not only were we really spending it in fuel, but the drive time for these guys, the windshield time, the response time to our customers, they wasn't complaining, but we knew we could do better.
Yeah.
And you know, we want to provide, you know, world-class customer service to them.
What makes
So-
yours world class? Because I think that is so important. This customer service has got to be key. You know, Nordstrom. You know, you and I were talking a little bit about that earlier. We had a clothing line in there at one point, but what I learned the most from Nordstrom during that time was their customer service. And there's a book called The Nordstrom Way, and they're like, if the customer wants it, we get it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
so
it.
Is that what you believe
That's
makes
it.
the world-class service?
That is. I mean, I
Yeah.
used to try to complain, about certain things, and it's like, they know what they want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you got to give them what they want.
Right.
Right. And
Yeah.
you got to bring it to them with and roll the red carpet out.
Yeah.
So that's how we saw it. We thought, man, we could be right down the road from them. We could be at the location, 30 minutes from the shop versus an hour and 30 minutes, And so we want to provide our guys a better quality of life than that too. So
I love that.
it was all just
It's about
catering
your
to
team,
them.
too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Love
I mean,
that.
respectfully, I'm not running those rigs. They're
Yeah.
doing it all. They are the reason that we are even where we are right now since we
Right.
got out here.
Right.
They run the show, but we want to make them comfortable.
Yeah.
And provide that better place for them. So
That's awesome. What's the most surprising thing that you've come across as a business owner?
wow. Oh man, that's a good one. The most surprising thing. It takes every dollar that you have.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Like
true.
every bit of it, going 9 months before we could even get a paycheck.
Yeah.
Just floating everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And what it costs to be in business.
Yeah.
You know.
I think that's probably the most surprising. I think
Yes,
for
absolutely.
it's kind of like when you're building a house, right? Or you're building something. It's always going to take longer, and it's going to take double the money.
That's right. That's right.
And it's kind of the same thing with
Sure.
with owning a business. You don't all the little costs that are coming at you. But now on the flip side, what's the most rewarding part about being a business owner for you?
The most rewarding part for me, obviously getting to be with family more, because I didn't have that growing up.
Yeah.
So for me, that's the most important thing, even though I'm working most of the time with them. But it's a beautiful thing. So that's number one, and two would be being able to, put people in the positions that they can really thrive in.
I like
You know
that.
what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
watching these guys,
seeing
like,
them soar and do what
Absolutely.
they want to do
Absolutely.
and achieve their goals.
even if that's eventually doing their own thing one day.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm
That's
trying
hard
to do.
too sometimes.
It
Huh?
is.
It's
It
tough.
is.
It's a little tough, but
Yeah.
But on the other hand, you're happy for them. But you're
It's
like,
beautiful.
man, I loved having them here.
It's beautiful though. Like, and
Right.
I tell my guys too, like if they got a dream or they got a vision, like, I'll help them any way possible, whether that's just encouragement,
Yeah.
through my wisdom, through prayer, through even financially,
Yeah.
I just want to see them do whatever it is that, they feel best is for them and their family in the future.
Yeah.
I mean, I did it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
We're
love
we're
that.
all building, I've heard the comment, I'm just building someone else's dream. We're all building each other's.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah. That's so true. I love that.
we're, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In so many different ways. It's
Yeah.
like, well, we're all working together and your dreams are coming true and so are ours.
Yeah.
And as a team, we got to have that same dream or else,
That's a good way of
What are we
looking
doing?
at it. Yeah.
What are
And
we
I
doing?
love that because I want to see everybody's dream come true.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't even care if they're competition. I want
Right.
that. I want them. I look at competition. I'm kind of weird like that though. I look at competition different. I understand competition,
Sure.
but I also am happy for someone else when
Absolutely.
if they are winning at the competition because I want everybody's dream to come true.
Absolutely.
And so it's like there's enough room for everybody. So it's community over
Right.
competition. And so
Right.
when you do look at it that way, it's like, oh my gosh, they're killing it. That's amazing. I'm so happy for them,
Absolutely. And, I think children have helped me,
Oh,
like just watching my boys.
how many kids do you have?
We got 6.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, ma'am.
Let that sink in. six kids. You all are busy.
We stay busy.
Yes,
stay
we
busy.
stopped at 4.
Yeah. Oh,
we
well,
thought
hey,
we were
you-
going 5, maybe 6, but
Yeah.
after 4, we ended up stopping. We were just getting old. It wasn't.
Beautiful kids, by the way,
Oh,
too.
thank you. I appreciate
they
it.
look
Thank
like little
you.
models.
Thank you. They're our world, and they
Yeah.
changed our life, and
Oh,
they
for sure.
make me want to be a better person.
Absolutely.
And like you said, when you had your kids, it changes everything, right? How did you change the most when you became a dad?
Oh, goodness. It's still happening right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was all about me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Before
Yeah.
then, and now everything's about them. We go to the store, we go to Dick's, it's football season. I used to, I would go in there. I want I'm going to buy a jacket. I'm going to do this. Now I go in there and
you're buying 6 jackets.
Everything's, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like everything that used to be so important to me at home, or just tools. Don't do this. Let's not do that. Let's not mess this up. I'm like, man, I pick my battles, and there's hardly any.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Unless there's like a moment of disrespect towards each other or something, like,
or towards their mama.
That's right. That's right. Everything else is just like whatever.
Yeah,
just
I love that.
Moving on.
Yeah, pick your battles. That is one of the best parenting advices I would say is choose your battles wisely. Yeah, you really do.
Yeah, I got some that you want to battle, like they'll go all day with you. So I'm like,
yeah, it's not worth it. We do something, Randy, called Quote of the Day. I'm a big quote girl. I just think quotes are amazing. They hit everybody differently. Go ahead and pick one out and read it, and we'll see which one you get. Which
amazing.
You got the amazing card.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. What does the back say?
Okay. You define your own life. Don't let other people write your script. That's by Oprah.
I love Oprah. That's a great quote.
Yeah.
That is great. So what does that mean to you?
You define your own life. Don't let other people write your script.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the truth. I mean, that's
Yeah.
Like I said before, I had these visions, these ideas, these plans the day I stepped on my first rig.
Right.
Yeah.
You wrote your own story.
I wrote my own. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
What is your quote that you live by?
Oh man, you're gonna do that.
I kind of threw this at him right before the show started. He was like, "What?"
Yeah, one of the quotes I live by. Wow.
It's funny because you ask a girl and a girl's like, "Oh, I've got a million quotes in my head."
Sure, yeah.
But it's tough. It's tougher, right? Because you probably don't think about it as much as we do. But I'm thinking about quotes all day.
No, I have them. I'm on the big stage right now. We got lights everywhere. This is my first.
There's
podcast.
Cameras on them.
Yeah,
you're doing great, by the way. First podcast. Let's give him a big round of applause. Yes.
I'm scrambling like eggs right now, thinking of a quote, but there are plenty.
Well, if one pops in your head later,
I'm gonna try to do that while I'm sitting here.
Okay. All right. We'll come back. Right. We'll come back
For
to
sure.
you. Let's talk a little bit about just kind of the journey that you want your business to go to, because I think as business owners, you get to a point where you're like, where do we go next? So, what is your plan? What is your 10-year plan? Where do you see this going?
Well, let's see. We're going on.
A 2-part question. And how has the oil field changed in the past 20 years?
How has it changed the past 20 years?
Yeah, where's yours going, and how's it changed?
Where is it going? So my plan is to obviously build something for the children to be born into. I mean, to work with and have all these companies, is just to kind of set them up, not to not ever work.
Right,
but
right.
To get ready to work really hard.
You want to give them the opportunity to work really hard there. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And try to and do better than what I did.
That's awesome.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that, and man, I'm just looking forward to like some of our guys. I got guys here that I've known for 20 years the whole time. We worked together on the rigs. Before any of this, I want a place for their children to be able to work. When they hit the age to go work. So that's just the joy right there. So that's where I see it going. Just scaling and scaling and scaling until until you can't no more.
So you're trying to create that legacy.
That's right.
That's awesome.
That's right.
How has the business changed in the past 20 years? Because I know there have been so many technology changes. How has it changed for you and what you do with completion? Yeah,
so it's changed a lot. The practice really hasn't so much, because it's pretty standard. And to be honest, there's not really much proprietary, practice going on. You know what I mean? Like our machines do what they do.
Right.
And
gotcha.
There's a lot of good service companies out there with the same equipment, different colors. Great companies doing a great job. And so, I would say what's changed the most is just getting larger equipment. We used to be able to do things when they were drilling a little bit differently with, mid-size equipment, smaller equipment, and now it's like it's almost mandatory that we got to beef it up and go out there with more expensive, bigger, faster. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just keeping up, like you said, new technology, new ways of punching holes faster, and trying to get more creative on trying to just lessening the days on well for the operator.
Awesome.
And safety's been, that's
Yeah, safety is paramount.
We
Yeah.
used to be on top of the frac tanks with no harness, tank tops, blue jeans,
Wow.
cigarette in your mouth.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was.
It's come a long way.
Yes, that's right. Yes, ma'am. So now it's which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
good for us
Yes.
as service company. So
Have you had one mentor in your life that has really helped you to get your company where you are today? And if so, what piece of advice did they give you that really kind of changed the trajectory of your life?
wow. So my friend that I mentioned to you
Yeah.
earlier, that
Who is this friend? We need to shout him out. What's
Terry Shaw, man.
Hey, Harry.
Terry.
Oh,
Sorry.
Terry.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that's
Harry.
okay.
Terry.
Yeah.
Hey, Terry.
He was a hairy, redheaded guy for sure. So that's all right. But no, Terry left us a couple years.
Terry's throwing things at you right now at your computer.
Yes. So he actually, he passed away a
Oh
couple years
gosh,
ago.
now I feel horrible.
No, it's okay.
Oh,
He
gosh.
passed away a couple
I'm
years
so
ago.
sorry.
He was my best friend. He was stood up in my wedding with me, my best man, and he's the one that got me introduced to the oil field.
Such a good friend, too.
He
Yeah.
was. He was.
Wish I could have met this guy. He sounds amazing.
I think about this guy very often.
Every day.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. But he was so much to me. You know what I mean? And taught me everything I know.
Yeah.
And his advice was, we met each other before oil field.
Right. Yeah, he's one of those lifelong friends.
When we wasn't doing so hot before the oil field, you know what I mean? But we made things work for us, and he just always told me, man, you got the drive to do anything. You know what I mean? And that's why he would tell me, I got this project. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. You can do it. I don't even need to tell you what to do. You're the missing piece of the puzzle. You're the golden egg. You just got to do this. I'm going to go do this. I just need you to do that.
He believed in you.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. And he said, you're gonna be all right. And then there was that part where, like you said earlier, he always knew I was gonna spread my wings and fly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what he always, there was a part of him that would, and I know it was in a loving way, in a weird loving way, try to prevent me from doing that, because he wanted me to be all his.
He wanted to keep you that.
That's right.
Because he knew what you could do.
That's right. But you know what? We also formed many businesses together too.
That's awesome.
And so through our time up until his passing, and he's been the biggest.
Yeah, it sounds like you
mentor in
learned
my
a lot from him.
Oh man.
But I think that having a friend like that / mentor, because your mentors are your friends.
Sure.
Believe in you is so key, because I mean, the way I look at it, as you start to grow up and you start to spread your wings and you start to fly and you start to become an adult, the people that you have that pour into you are a lot less than when you're a kid. Like when you're a kid, you have your teachers or a principal or or a coach or something. So to have a friend like that is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And you've been pretty blessed with having someone like that.
Yeah, and there was times I know I was tough to love for him as a buddy, you know what I mean? And there were a lot of times I wanted to put him in a headlock too, but it was a beautiful thing, and he is absolutely most of the reason I'm able to do what I am today. So
That's awesome. Well, I want to ask you a question of the day now.
Let's
So
see.
go ahead and reach in there. All right. Which card did you get?
Giving.
The giving card. I love that.
Yep. What inspires you in tough situations, and who do you inspire?
Ooh, good
That's a good one.
good two-parter.
That's a good one.
I love a good two-part question.
What inspires you in tough situations? 6 kids and a wife. I mean, there's.
Did you hear that, sweetie? He's got 6 kids. 6. I told him we stopped at 4.
Oh,
God bless y'all.
You guys are right there, though.
I know, we might as well.
You should have
We just got old was the problem here. We were getting old. We were getting old, Randy.
Yeah, you could have, at that point, 4 is 6, 6 is 4,
That's true. When people ask us, like, should we have 4? And we're like, you're already doing all the things.
Yeah.
You're already cooking breakfast. You're already, I mean, really, the more the merrier. Have another.
We get a lot of that, too. Like, oh,
I bet.
I bet you got your hands full, and I'm like, we do, right?
Yeah.
Full of little helpers.
Yeah.
Full of
love.
little mommies, love. We homeschool, right?
Oh, my goodness, that's awesome.
There's a whole different culture
Yeah.
at the Nicodemus camp. They're a big help.
That's
so
awesome.
it's
And then who do
it's
you
a
hope?
beautiful thing.
Who
Let's
do you
see.
who do you hope to inspire?
Who do I hope to inspire? the family and my team.
I love it.
You know, that's, I mean, for the last, 16 years, it's been just building a family, you know, wife and kids. And,
right.
And then you got the businesses, those are families.
Yeah.
You know, so we're coaching, we're witnessing, we're ministering, we're educating all these men at our companies, you know?
Yeah.
So that's all we try to do. If you can't inspire your team, then I don't even know what kind of winning you plan on doing. Or,
That's a good point. What do you think makes a good leader? Because you do, as a leader, you have to inspire your team. What do you think makes a good leader?
You know, like we said, or like I said earlier, just, you know, allowing people to do their thing in their space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And encouragement. You know, like it's simple. It's like with the boys. You know, I've seen coaches go crazy on their boys for dropping a ball. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like psycho crazy.
Yes.
And I've made it a point to where if my boys drop a ball or my daughter does this, hey, let's get the next one.
That's
hey,
right.
You know, good effort, man. I love that effort, man. Hey, look, dude, you jumped so high for that, dude. You should have saw that.
See, I love that.
You know
Always
what I
point
mean?
out the good.
Yeah.
You know, thing. Of course, you can also say what you can do next time.
Sure.
But point the good out
Yeah,
first.
absolutely.
I believe in
Absolutely.
positive reinforcement and encouragement too.
We drop the ball a lot.
Absolutely.
Know? Like in my
we do too.
our team drops the ball a
Yeah.
lot. You know, everybody may not see that, but you know, when we're all, I mean, it just happens, and we can't go in there and just, you know, destroy them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I always try to start first with let's talk about the beautiful things you guys did all week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love that.
Man, hey, look,
Yeah.
I admire how you push through those three jobs going out at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's important.
Like, you're special. All right, we get through that, and it's like, all right, now listen. Now you know we gotta go in on some of the things that we did wrong.
Right.
You know.
Let's look where we did drop.
That's
the ball.
right, and that helps. That helps them receive that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Builds some character, and it keeps them inspired. You know what I mean? I got somebody who believes in me, who loves me. You know.
Right.
I got somebody who trusts me. Man, that's a good feeling.
It is a good feeling. That's what we all want, right?
I guess that's what you do. I mean, it's working for us,
Yeah.
you know, and that's who that's who I want to be. So
I love that. We're sitting here today in Midland, Texas with Randy Nicodemus, and he is the owner of Complete Solids Control Integrity Centrifuge Services, Texas Sage Properties. And so if you need any of those services, give him a call. The little plug there for you,
go.
Randy. We do a little
it.
something called Favorite Things, and so I'm going to ask you some fun things, okay?
Cool.
All right, tell us a fun fact about you we wouldn't know by reading your bio.
a fun fact about me. That's an interesting one. A fun fact.
Fun fact. Maybe you have a hobby that, you know.
You know, my hobbies are all the kids' hobbies.
Yeah.
That's what it's turned into.
Yeah.
But no, I mean,
I hear that and I get that.
you know what I mean? I'm
100%.
I'm a coach now. You know?
Oh, that's
so
cool.
That's a again, back to the team thing.
Yeah.
I'm just really enjoying inspiring folks. Like,
Yeah.
I'm really, really about to go crazy with that.
Nice.
You know, it makes me feel good, and that's what we all need. So
Absolutely.
but fun fact, you know, I man, it's just kind of typical. You know, what I mean, I love music. I like playing instruments. I play the guitar.
See, those are fun facts. Wouldn't know that reading your bio, right?
Yeah, you know.
That's awesome.
Not
what kind of guitar music do you like? What do you like to play?
The acoustic guitar.
Okay.
Yeah. So anything that.
And do you have a genre favorite genre?
All music.
All music, doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like
country, rock,
we can
everything.
go all across the board.
Nice.
But if anything is played, you can go from country to Metallica to anything. But as long as if it's acoustic, I just think it's always a more beautiful sound if it's acoustic. So.
Yep.
That's what my dad played, and maybe that's why I loved it. I don't know, but
Cool.
we just picked it up. So yeah.
Awesome. Favorite book?
Favorite book?
Yes.
There's some pretty crazy ones. Favorite book?
I love that reaction.
Yeah,
there are some pretty crazy books.
They're a little out there.
There are. That's good.
But yeah, they're
Do you have a favorite? Anyone
you know,
you think of?
I can't remember the title to it, but it's about have you ever heard of HARP?
No.
HARP is like, it's got to do with weather and manipulation of weather and things like that.
Interesting.
It's a real kind of out there thing. It's a tinfoil hat type book.
Okay.
But yeah, so that.
Well, now I want to see. Now I want to look into this HARP thing.
It can definitely. It's definitely a rabbit hole.
Okay.
But yeah.
Speaking of rabbit hole, favorite podcast. You were telling me about one
Favorite
earlier.
Podcast, Flat Earth Dave.
Flat Earth Dave.
Yeah.
I want to look up Flat Earth Dave.
Check him out. David Weiss. It's Weiss. David Weiss.
All right. This is for my conspiracy theory friends out there.
Yep.
So he starts his podcast saying that the world is flat.
Pretty much.
And he must have some stats or something to back this up, right?
Yeah, no.
Because I've not listened to him, so I have no idea what he says.
If you're open, if you got an open mind and you're ready to go down that hole, then I would encourage it.
What's the craziest conspiracy theory that he has brought up on there that you went, I'm not buying that one?
I actually buy all of them.
Do you?
I do. I really do. Because like once I start, once
you start listening to them,
correct. Once there's things that that there's you're like, okay, so who's going to refute that?
Right.
There's nobody.
Right.
Then you start to go deeper. Right. And you're
Okay.
like, oh, okay. Did we go to the moon? No, like did we?
I don't know.
Right.
I mean, I think we did.
Right.
They told us we
Right,
did.
they told us we did. But
I saw a picture,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
you know what pictures
Exactly.
they can be manipulated.
They told us we did, right? So that's where I'm like, okay, the Barry Lips can say anything too. We all can, right? So
there you go.
And I look at, like I said, green screen, technology and stuff. And when you listen to those guys that have went and spent the last 10 years of their life,
right, invested
truly
in
researching
this.
that out and pulling up all the things, it's mind blowing, and you're just like, wow.
Okay, so what is it again? Flat
Earth Dave.
Flat Earth Dave.
David
there you
Weiss.
go. If you feel like being entertained, get some
For sure.
conspiracy theories.
And they go all over the place with
Yeah.
it. I mean, it's just about everything that's
Nice.
happening, and not that things
Awesome.
don't really or truly happening,
right,
but
right.
that they could also be
Just bring some
happening
questions up.
by design.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
Flat Earth Dave.
yeah, Flat Earth Dave.
All right, favorite movie.
Wow, favorite movie, Goodfellas.
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. Yeah.
That's probably, yeah.
Yes, your favorite.
That
all
is
time.
it. That is it of all time.
Awesome. Favorite restaurant in West Texas.
Ooh, favorite restaurant in West Texas. The Basement.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't eaten there.
Doesn't it have another name for it too, though? I've been there twice.
I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that.
I've been there twice in the last 2 months.
Feel free to Google it.
That's
That's what I love about podcasts. We can just sit here and Google stuff. When you don't, in the past where you just had to move on.
What was the name of it?
But now we can Google it.
I love it.
But the Basement. I've heard people just call it the Basement. So if you have another name, we're sorry.
And I apologize.
But are you talking about the one that's the basement down by Opal's Table?
That's it.
Okay.
Opal's Table.
Opal's
Yes.
Table. So
That's
Opal's
it.
Table's
There you
above.
go.
There you go.
Yep.
Okay, love it. They are
My favorite.
Very good.
I
very
mean,
good.
it is absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I really do appreciate.
Yeah. Some good old
Them.
good food in them.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. What's your favorite life hack? Something that makes your life easier that you want to share with the world. We've heard everything from the crock pot to their day planner to
Okay.
it could be anything. Just something that makes your
my
life easier.
Again, just staying consistent with the routine.
Yeah, routine.
Just
Routine. That's a good one, actually. Routine is a good life hack.
Yeah. I had to.
I love it.
I had to. Again, before Oilfield, I went away for a while. For being, an idiot early on.
It happens. We all make mistakes.
It happens, and you institutionalize yourself on purpose because you need to do the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not
Right.
let the time do you.
Right.
You can't sit here and stare at what day it is if you know you're not going home for 4 years,
Right.
or 3 years, or even 6 months. It'll just eat
Right.
you up,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Especially
Absolutely.
if you're not strong-minded. So
Right.
at home, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
We have to stay. Me and my wife and I, we have to stay on a institutionalized program schedule.
Right. Routine. I think routine is a great life hack.
It is.
It really is.
It is. And it's not, but it wouldn't look routine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because everything just flows.
Yeah.
From the minute you wake up to the minute you go to bed.
Yeah.
And that's how we are able to do everything we're doing.
Yeah,
it's just,
absolutely.
It's just a routine.
You'd have to, with 6 kids, you'd have to.
Yeah.
I mean, really. Routine, it says it all. I mean, I know with our 4, when they were all at home, ours are now big now, but
sure.
we had to have that, because without it, it was like, what are we doing next?
Mm-hmm.
And with that said, I would like to throw in, you also have to be flexible in the routine.
Yeah.
Because things get thrown at you
Yes.
left and right.
But
I call it your day getting hijacked. Like sometimes you don't know which way your day is going to go because it gets hijacked.
And it's and it's pretty bad when that happens because you're so routine. You know what I mean?
Yes. No, for sure.
Yeah, but as they're getting older, it's getting a lot easier. But
Awesome.
I definitely say you
Gotta have the routine.
gotta have it.
Favorite inspirational song?
Oh wow, these are good questions.
Thanks.
I'm just horrible at
No,
answering
you're
these
doing
right
good.
now.
You're doing
Yeah,
good.
favorite inspirational song.
Or favorite song. It could just be favorite song, because if it's your favorite, it's probably inspirational to you. That's how I look at it. Like mine's "Don't Stop Believin'," right, by Journey.
Okay,
I could hear that
Don't Stop.
over and over.
Yeah.
Don't stop. Sing it with me. Believin'. Yeah. Hold on to that feeling.
Yeah, there you go. I love it. It's I don't know.
That's all right.
I mean,
That's all right.
it's just music.
Yeah.
Like,
you
I
just love
really-
it all,
I-
because
I-
you play guitar. So you look at
Sure.
it. I look at it from just like listening and singing. You look at it from playing.
Sound.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rhythms and pitches, all that. So for me, like, I really do just listen to music.
Yeah. That's
Like,
awesome.
No audible, no nothing. Or
Yeah.
it's classical, or we can go from jazz to classical to dance music. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It just depends on what I'm doing.
You just need the music.
I just need the music.
Yeah, I love it.
That's it.
I love it. We have something at the end of our show that we call favorite nonprofits. We pay it forward. We're so about just really hyping up our community, because we
Sure.
love it so much. Do you have a favorite nonprofit that you've either supported or given back to through the years in your business?
We haven't with nonprofits yet anyway. We've actually been talking about doing things like that. And for me, like, coming from a family where a lot of the males in our family had strong addictions to things they shouldn't be addicted to, coming in and out of prison, that was life where we were from.
Right.
Whether it's, dad, brothers, cousins.
Right.
So I've always had a heart and a vision to create a nonprofit for those guys.
Oh, that's a great idea. I love that.
That because this is going to sound crazy, but I met a lot of good guys.
Yeah.
And that just made bad decisions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've made bad decisions,
All the time.
but I consider myself one of the good guys, you know?
Yeah.
So
just helping them kind of break the cycle.
Yes,
Yeah.
pouring into them like we do here at work.
I love that.
So I don't know how that looks yet. It is an idea.
Well, we'll be cheering you on
Thank
for
you.
that, because
Thank
that is
you.
something. It is so necessary to help the next guy,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, we believe in that, paying forward whenever you can.
Sure.
There's times in your life where you need the help, and we've
right.
all received that, right? And then there's times in your life when you can be the help and give back. And I think that's a great. I think it would definitely be well received.
Sure.
And needed.
We're gonna do it.
All right.
We're
I
gonna
can't
do
wait.
it.
All right. You let me know when you
We're
do
gonna
it.
do it.
And we're gonna shout it out right
Absolutely.
here on the Krista Escamilla Show.
We'll be back for sure on
I
that.
love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Is there anything, Randy, coming into today that you're like, oh man, I really hope that we get to talk about it, but we haven't talked about it? It could be anything, any topic, anything about your business, family, West Texas, that you want to just kind of like
We're just
visit about.
anything and everything. We've covered a lot of what I expected to talk about already.
Yeah.
You know?
I thought of one thing.
What's
Sorry.
that? No, yeah, you're good. You're good.
I know that you said you overcame some struggles in your life. What was it that helped you? Because you said, I love your idea of your nonprofit, and
Sure.
I think that's going to be fantastic. What was it that helped you overcome those struggles?
sorry.
Oh, no worries.
There was always something that, like when I was growing up, I'm not gonna act like we didn't have anything. right?
Yeah.
Like I wasn't on street corners or nothing like that, but
Right.
you know, my dad was always, he wasn't there. You know,
Right.
my mother she was in and out.
Yeah.
So it was grandma and grandpa.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
how it goes.
Yeah.
But even grandpa was always gone. He was working.
Yeah.
You know, he was out of state. He was hustling. He was roofing. He was doing his thing. So it's just me and grandma.
Yeah.
And she's got everybody there. So grandma wasn't even really raising us. She was providing the roof and the food and telling you to be in at a certain time.
Right.
But who was raising us? The streets were raising us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what helped me overcome it was always knowing. And I'm not gonna lie. Like when I was involved in the wrong things, I knew it was wrong. You know what I mean? I wasn't. I never acted like we wasn't doing what we shouldn't have been doing. I knew there was consequences. I knew what the consequences were when I was finally caught up and I had the opportunity to, A or B. I chose what I knew.
Right.
You had to choose, because I'm like, if I'm going to live this life, I'm going to see it all the way through.
Yeah.
They're like, you want to go to boot camp or you want to go to prison? I'm like, we're going this way.
Yeah.
Are you crazy? I'm like, a little bit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But this is what, like, I got to, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we gotta
Those are
see
the
it all the
choices.
way-
We all make those choices.
we got to
right.
see it all the way through. But
Yeah.
I just knew the whole time, like, even as a little boy, I was like, I don't want to grow up like this. I don't want this. I don't want that. I'm not going to be in that situation right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was just something that I always knew it was. We were going to be different. We were going to do something different.
do different for
better.
your family.
That's right.
Yep.
I already knew it. It's weird like that, but I
Yeah.
knew it.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I
love
mean?
that. Well, somebody instilled something in you early
Somebody
on that
did.
said you're going to do
At that
better.
age, I don't, and
Yeah.
I don't know who it was or
Yeah.
how, but I just knew. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I was like, man, I already know it ain't gonna be this way.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, congratulations,
So,
and I think the business you built and what you're doing with your family and team, it is something to be admired, and that you're doing a great job with
I
it. So
appreciate
keep
that.
doing the good work.
For sure.
And thank you for sharing your story today.
Yeah,
And like
yeah.
I said,
Thank
I
you
can't,
for having me.
I can't
That's
wait to
awesome.
follow up and hear more
Yeah.
about your nonprofit one day, because I think that would be so amazing. And also just the way that you're living your life, and you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
And
Thank you. I'll have to pick your brain on some of that too, because you guys obviously got it going on with nonprofit.
Oh.
How all that stuff kind of works and blueprinting. But yeah,
yeah.
I definitely look forward to.
Absolutely. And
To
thank
building
you.
that.
And thank you so much for sharing your time and your story, because I believe we can all learn from everybody's story. That's what our show is
Absolutely.
about. We can all learn from everyone's story. And if you want to reach out to Randy in any capacity, how can they find you? How can they do business with you or ask you questions or
Absolutely.
just look you up on social media?
Sure, that's it. Social media, but LinkedIn, Instagram, the website.
Okay.
Complete Solids Control.
Awesome.
Integrity Centrifuge Services, Texas Sage Properties. We're all over social media, YouTube.
Awesome.
We're everywhere.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Randy. We
sure.
appreciate you, and we wish you continued success with your
Thank you.
companies, and of course your family and your
Yes.
those little ones. Oh man, it goes by quick. I'll tell you that.
Man.
Just enjoy every minute, because
Yeah.
it does go by really
Our
fast.
oldest is about to be 15 next month, and the youngest is a year and a half and some
Wow.
change. So I mean, they're like
You're in that busy stage.
It's crazy.
It is. It's
It
crazy.
And I'm looking, I'm going, she's about to be here
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah. Exactly. Don't you look at the last one a little different, right? Because you're like, whoa, it goes by. You know how fast it goes from 1 to
Man,
almost
it's
15.
Like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she's already talking about vet tech and driving next year. And
Yeah.
man, I'm just
Well,
like, wow.
Well, enjoy every minute of it.
I
And
do.
thank you so much
I
for
do.
sharing with us. Continued success here in West Texas and beyond. And I'm excited for your company to continue to grow in that vision that you have
Likewise.
for the next 10 years.
Likewise.
So
Yeah.
thank you so much. And
All
thank you
right.
all for listening. Remember, share this with someone that you feel could learn, be inspired, and grow from Randy's story. And of course, support local. Complete Solids Control. Look them up all over. They're all over the web, and of course, LinkedIn. LinkedIn, I feel like oil and gas, LinkedIn's where it's at. It really is. I mean, that if you need to find an oil and gas company, you go to
If
LinkedIn.
you're not on LinkedIn, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are
Just
you
do
doing?
it now.
right.
And thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate each and every one of you. Remember to hit subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. We're waving at you. Hi. And if you're listening to us, please hit that download button. We appreciate you, and share it with a loved one. Thank you to our sponsors, Rig ID Workwear, Kevin Foreman, Foreman Financial, Tapestry Hotel Midland, Thin FR, Midland Cap Company, and www.joincapclub.com. Support those local businesses however you can. And as always, you know my mottos, and I'm going to be here cheering you on each and every day. I want you to dream big, believe in yourself, and never give up. You make it a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.